much. First of all, it's really my pleasure to be here. It is beyond my expectation. What I see, what I learn from both of you. Thank you very much. And I am pleased for the invitation Joe, Dina, asked. Joe shared her story with us, and she said her teacher told her, come out of your shell. And that touched her. It was in her brain. Neither my teacher nor my parents told me, Jaleh, come out of your shell. But you know who told me? Life told me. All the bumps I had in my life told me, Jaleh, come out of your shell. Most of you weren't born in 1979, but maybe you have heard from your parents. Islamic Revolution happened in Iran. I am from that country, and I belong to Baha'i community, Baha'i faith. After Revolution 1979, this community lost its civil rights. Baha'is have been banned from going to university and working in governmental works. Back then I was a teenager, but some years later, I graduated from high school. Here I am. What is my future? I can't go to university, I can't work. A year later, my sister graduated from high school. My parents had 2 girls to worry about. What is the future for these 2 girls? We waited. Nothing changed. Things got even worse. We had to find alternatives. There was only one. Leaving the country illegal. That costs a lot. It means you have to pay a big chunk of money to a smuggler. And above all, you have to face the danger of being arrested by guards. But that was the only option we chose. My parents paid, and we were waiting for the response. One night, the driver knocked the door, and he said, tomorrow we are leaving. My heart stopped almost. Even though we all were ready, but we didn't believe it would happen. Yes, the day came. The day after, my sister and I left the home to join to the driver. My siblings, my parents, my sister and I, who were leaving the home, we all were sobbing and sobbing. It was the toughest goodbye I have ever seen. I went to the car and I looked back and I was waving and waving and waving until I couldn't see them. Long story short, this journey lasted 7 days and nights. During the 7 days and night, my mom didn't even close her eyes. She was just waiting for the phone call. As soon as we passed the border, I took a relief sigh that the danger passed. And we called my mom. Mom, I am alive. Do you think I was done? No, that was just the beginning. When we arrived in Pakistan, which is a border country, we had to wait 1 year and a half to get all the paperwork done. March 1987, we arrived to Brazil. It wasn't just me and my sister. We were a group. There were more Baha'is like us. It was about 20 of us. We all took the same plane, and the plane landed in Sao Paulo. Baha'is of that city were waiting for us. They received us with open arms, very hospitable. But there are things that nobody can help you. Only you have to find a way. I arrived in that country without knowing one word Portuguese. Inflation up through the roof, and I had to manage my financial life. Still, I had so many dreams to build my career, a nice future. Luckily, I knew alteration, which doesn't need language. After 2 months, kudos to my brother-in-law who knew a little English. He could find an ad that a bridal store needs people who do alteration. I got the address. Back then there was no GPS, nothing. The only thing I knew, it was the address and the bus stop. I got ready for the interview, of course. I wore the best clothes I had, high heel, and took the bus. I got off the bus in the center of city, but I didn't know anything about the address. With high heel walking, asking the address. It took 1 hour of walking until I found the address. To this day, I can't imagine how could I communicate with the manager of the stores to tell him that I know alteration, I can help. And he understood me. He hired me. The next day, I started working. That helped me to save some money. After 1 year, I had enough saving to start night school. The very first classroom I was desperate. I didn't understand anything the teacher was saying. But the next class was good. The next class was chemistry. Teacher designed and put the formula. When he said, fall free, I didn't know what she's saying. But when she put the chart and formula, I could relate to what I had learned in Iran. When she gave the exercises, I was able to accompany the classroom because I knew what it is about. I left the classroom with happy heart, lot of joy, because I knew I can make it. After 6 months, I was able to participate in the entry exam, and only because of exact science of chemistry, physics, and math, I was able to pass the exam. Of course, I was very happy to be in the university. The very first day of the university, I was walking in the hallway. I felt I am not walking on the floor, I'm walking on air. Was I dumb? Do you think I was dumb? After a few years, I couldn't pay tuition. It was too high. I was behind the payment for 3 months, and I felt any day they would kick me out. was desperate. Didn't know what to do. Suddenly, something came here. Maybe you can talk to the dean of the university. Explain to him that just because you are a foreign, you can't get loan. Maybe he can help. Of course, it was intimidating. How can I go and talk to the dean of the city? But I had to come out of my shell. And I talked to him. To my surprise, he was so gentle and kind. He signed the paper, and that was it. I was able to get the loan and continue with my studies. After 5 years, I graduated in computer science. And since then, I could find a better job. A few years later, I could find a job opportunity in the US, where my siblings were living. And I moved to the US in 2004. It's almost 20 years I'm here. And I am blessed to be close to my family and have the job that was my dream. At the time, those challenges, those bumps were tough. But today, I am grateful to them. Because if those challenges didn't exist in my life, I couldn't come out of my shell. If I had an easy life, if everything was ready for me, there was no opportunity for me to come out of my shell and know who I am. Talking from my heart. Thank you very much.